So you guys want my advice on how to write a thriller manuscript?
Don't do it!
I'm kidding. It's the best damn thing I've ever done. But it's gonna be hard. Like, really hard. You know that saying, write drunk, edit sober? Totally used to agree with it. I realized that do not write drunk. I love writing with a glass of wine, I really do. But you know what? I noticed? I'll show you what I noticed, and it really fucked everything up for me. Now I can't say I was exactly drunk when I wrote this because it was the first sentence in my completed manuscript. But chances are I was probably enjoying a glass of wine and I didn't pick this up. I even had proofreaders who didn't pick it up. In the first sentence, a typo, and I sent it to literary agents already. So yes, they are always going to be there. That's another tip for you. My prologue, it says, the door to the coffee shop yawned opened. Not open, opened. That's the first sentence. Do you know how many literary agents are literally just going to laugh at me and be like, oh my god. No. Just no. Go home, little girl. That's what they'll say. So, after that, I would say that you really do need to, enjoy it with a glass of wine and stuff, but do not write your book completely trolleyed because you will make a lot of typos, and if you can eliminate making as many typos and spelling mistakes as possible, do it. Because they are little gremlins that sneak in absolutely everywhere and the editing process is bloody hard. I also do recommend that you do give your book to a few people to just glance over it, even if it's just the first 3 chapters at first. Just get them to read through it and tell them, let me know if you pick up any spelling mistakes or if you think something doesn't sound right even. Just get that constructive criticism to make your book perfect. You don't have to listen to everything they have to say. Like my boyfriend tells me all the time, all these things that he doesn't think should be in my novel, and I'm like, well, not screw you, but well, screw what you think about that, because I like that bit in there. But if he picks up things, I appreciate the feedback, and you need to be open to it, because people are there to help you, and more eyes are better than 2, okay? That is another thing. Once you have completed your manuscript, now I'm going to do a whole nother video on the process of editing and then submitting to agents and stuff, so I'll get to that, but sneak preview to that, really take your time to get through the editing stage before you send to agents, because I feel that you could get really excited and send something off that might still have a few of those gremlins in there, and it doesn't matter how many times that you have checked that over, they will be there. Like that first fucking sentence, come on. Every single person is different. If we were all the same, things would be really fucking boring. So you need to focus on writing a novel the way that you want to write it. All I'm saying is do it your way. Technically there's 2 ways you can go about it. You could either be a plotter or a pantser. And for the NaNoWriMoers out there, a pantser is someone that just kind of wings it. You go in writing a book without really an outline or an idea of what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to end. You don't have character summaries or pretty much anything. I've tried both ways. I've actually written 3 novels where I completely pantsed it, and then my latest novel, which I just finished, which I did the plotting way. Now I must say that I honestly really felt like plotting this last novel of mine, I felt a lot more organised and a lot more professional. One of the number 1 tips I would have to give you if you're busy writing a novel, regardless of the genre, is take your time. Take breaks. Don't force or push words out of your system when they're not wanting to come out, because you're just going to end up resenting your own work, your own words, and your own book. I would definitely recommend not rereading what you've just written or, the next day. Don't do it. Do not touch the pages you've already written, because then you're going to want to start editing it, and that is bad, because you shouldn't be editing it while you're still busy writing your first draft. This is why I find the plotting way is really good, because when you plot, you've got a chapter summary, you've got your entire novel outlined, so you feel more organised, you know what's just happened because it's written down in a short paragraph for you already, so you don't feel like you need to go back and reread to remind yourself what's just happened. Plotting. I concur. Another thing I would really suggest, which makes your novel seem a lot more authentic, is get to know your characters. Treat them like real people. Give them outlines and backstories. Write them all a little biography that just you will see. You can go back on it from time to time and just get to know them a little bit better. You really need to allow these characters to develop. Let them speak to you. They're like the voices inside your head, and when you're a writer, it's the only time you can get away with saying that without sounding completely bonkers. Another tip I would give is to read books in the same genre, because I really feel that this gives you inspiration. But also, if it's not stepping too far out of your comfort zone, then read books in a completely different genre. Like if you're writing a thriller, read something more sci-fi or romance based, or even a non-fiction. Read something else that gets you away from your novel and from that headspace, because you are going to be spending a lot of time with it. There's birds chirping and it's freaking me out. You know, I just feel like it's going to, maybe sometimes it could get a little bit too much for you. So in order for you to not get bored or irritated, my God, Australian birds. Where was I? Just so you don't get sick of what you're doing, take a break and do something completely different. Go and watch a comedy, you know, like just get away from the genre just to give yourself a breather. Something I love to do is to watch other YouTubers who are writers talk about their writing, you know. Find other YouTubers that are busy writing books and do like writing episode videos, because it really inspires me to crack on with my writing. When I see them all riled up and inspired and working on their stuff, it just gives me that like motivation. Always carry a notebook and pen, no matter where you are. So that means you might need a bigger handbag. Ladies, keep said notepad by your bedside table, because you never know when inspiration is going to hit you. It could be in the middle of the night from a dream, and if you lose what you've just been like hit in the face with, then you're going to be really irritated with yourself. It's happened to me so many times. So just keep something there so that in a heartbeat you can just jot it down really quickly and then go back to bed. Yeah, big one. A massive tip I have to say is, don't think that you can't do it because you have a full-time job. Don't think that you don't have the time to write a novel, so you won't even bother. I've written 3 novels while I had full-time jobs. You just need to make time for it. If you want it that bad, you will find the time. Instead of getting home in the evening and watching anime or fucking watching the sport, whatever it is that you do, don't do that. Sit down, give yourself that time and write. Self-discipline. Don't compare yourself to every other writer out there. It doesn't matter if it takes you 6 months to hammer out a first draft or 6 years. Take your time, do it your way, be yourself. Don't rush. When you've finished your novel, choose yourself what you want to do with it. I've had so many people say to me, really step away from your book, Jade, go away from it and take a breather, come back in like 3 or 6 months time and then start editing it. But I really, really believe very, very much that you need to do what is right for you. So if you feel like you need to carry on working in your novel, then do it. Let your novel speak to you. My novel, personally, is busy clawing its way out of my own skin. It will not leave me alone. It wants to be out there. It wants to be edited, and it wants to go to those agents. So even though I've just finished the first draft, I'm not taking that break. I'm doing it the way that my gut is telling me to do it, and that is to carry on with it, edit it, and smash it out there. Let those wings soar. Alright guys, so that's just a few tips and advice that I would give you when you are busy working on a manuscript. I hope that was kind of helpful. Might seem quite self-explanatory, but you know what, I think that it's really good when you are doing something like this to really find other people that have similar interests and that you can relate to. Listen to them, talk to them, communicate, make friends with them, because you're not alone. You're embarking on this amazing mission to write a novel that you have this belief that it's going to do well. So if you believe it, make it happen. Bye.